guys, we are here. We are doing our business boost for April and wanted to take you, as promised at the last mastermind, through some campaign pieces. And I'm going to be pulling you into some of our different campaigns that we've got set up and showing you how they're running, how they're operating. I find campaigns really useful because you can, particularly on ones that you can automate how they start and how things flow through your business so that you're not having to attend to as many details once you get them set up. Sarah, do you want to say anything else about that as far as campaigns for you and how you're using them?
No, I just think it's such a great idea when you can find a way to align your systems in a way that saves you time and, frankly, the frustration. And, I think that Margot hit the nail on the head the other day when we were at our mastermind session about, God, it just burns me out to have to touch this all the time. And if you're too busy touching, sending content to your people, then it's really taking away from your opportunity to welcome new people in and to really just nurture their relationship in a different, more personal way, right? And so when we think about the things that keep us stuck or not moving forward at the rate that we want, systems are definitely a piece of that. And so I'm really excited today that we can open up this conversation that will, as you look at the system, just notice, okay, I might not be using the same system, but what are these things that I can do to just help me, set it and forget it. And and you guys might have giggled when you saw the email with that reference, but it was just making me think of all those the infomercial days, right, where there was this roaster and that was their tagline. I throw it in, I set it at the right temperature for the right amount of time, and I don't have to worry about it. Then when I come back and look at it, it's just gorgeous. It's been nurtured, it's juicy, it's delicious, and ready to, sell to, right? So I think that this is a great opportunity to just think about systems today. So that's all I'd add.
Okay, cool. So, and I'm going to start with my Pony Pondering emails, because I think this is what brought this up was when Margot was talking about her photography. So perhaps this will give you some food for thought on how you might approach your different campaigns that you have. If you've got some content that you'd like to be able to share, like your photos. So for example, this is a Pony Pondering email. I'm just going to show you what it might look like. And I noticed that my computer's a little slow here running both a webinar and our online database, but hopefully this will all work fine. So this is the very first email that comes up. So it's Pony Pondering the Inspiration Dawn Dreamers. This was all set up. It's basically, here's your Pony Pondering inspiration, here's the text of it, here's the visual of it, and it basically goes down and it says what Pony Ponderings is. The bottom of these emails, they can change the frequency of these, and these are just basically tags that happen within our database. So I wish to receive these daily, or I wish to receive them weekly, or I don't wish to receive Pony Pondering emails anymore, and they can unsubscribe specifically from Pony Ponderings. But I set this up, and I think that's nice, so that you give them the option to, how they want to receive their data. If you're setting up something that is an ongoing communication with your clients, this is a good way to do that. So you can see this, I am looking in my campaigns. It's a Pony Pondering Daily campaign, and basically each one of these is an email. So Pony Pondering 1, 2, 3, and it goes all the way through all. I have, I think, 51 deck or 50 decks or 50 cards in the deck, and then this one restarts it. And so this is sending emails for each one, but then the last one, it's telling it to restart the Pony Pondering Daily campaign. And so that just starts this all over again and goes back through it again. So this becomes just a continuous campaign that runs, and it just never stops unless they unsubscribe from it. If they had checked that they want to do they don't want to receive these on a daily basis, but they want to receive those on a weekly basis instead, all this does is it took that same exact campaign that you saw before, we duplicated it, but we changed the dates to be day 1, day 8, day 15, day 22, all the way out to the very, so this does take people through a full year of receiving Pony Ponderings on a weekly basis, and then it restarts it all over again. And so that is a way that you know, you could set up something, particularly with your photos and some inspirational quotes, or you know, perhaps it's animal communications, insights, or you know, tips from the cat or the horse or the you know, the medicine trees. I mean, you can, there's all different ways you could build something like this, and it's just a really easy way to add value to your clients. And I haven't looked at these, frankly. I haven't looked at these since I started these 2 years ago. So they just continue to run. And when people want to opt out, they opt out. When people become my clients, when they get the letter from me welcoming into my welcoming them into my program, they have a little link that they click to sign up that starts this automation, and it's just all totally automated. So that is how I do those ones. Anything you want to say about that one, Sarah, before we move on to another more complex one?
Nope.
Okay. So another one I am going to show you that is not very complex right now is one that happens when somebody is signing up for a strategy session with me. So if I look down at my prospect campaigns, I've got what I call CCCs, which is my complimentary consultation. And when they do that, they are getting signed up for this CCC. The tag adds them to my mailing list, so that figure if somebody's going to be spending time with me, they're a good person to have on my mailing list. That they are tagged as somebody who wanted a consultation, and as it has a level of interest. And then 4 hours before the session, which is this one is actually an event campaign, so it's tied to a time frame. So I can actually put in there what starts this for me is I go into a record and I say I'm going to add an event. They're going to do a session with me, and as part of that, there's an event campaign that I run with it. So that's just a function within Hatchback I can attach this to. And so 4 hours before that meeting, they get a reminder that says, guess what, our time is today, and I'm looking forward to spending time with you. And if you haven't already sent these questions back to me, please be sure you do, right? So this is just a way that, you know, helps them stay on track. It gives them a reminder. So you can build campaigns around simple things like this, that it's just something that you find yourself doing a lot of. And you know, if you're having to you know, reach back out to people and remind them about things, think of ways that you can leverage your system, whatever your system might be. And I know Constant Contact is what a lot of you are using. It gives you the same kind of capabilities to really just automate this. So with that, I want to go into something a little bit more complicated that shows you, I mean, so these are real simple. You set them up, they run. But if you're doing something really big, and let me go start with, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you our Brave lead page. So this is starting out in a lead page or a sales page, which is a great tool to creating a funnel into your systems. Their templates are designed to, they're already pre-made templates that that, you know, you can have these like little things like this is a countdown to Brave. This Register Now button is actually, it takes them out to register. And that they have done all kinds of science and testing behind what types of pages work for converting, and so there's a lot of study put behind this. So if somebody wanted to register right now, I want to do the integration. Why is this not working? Oh, so the reason this is set up, I know why this is doing what it's doing, because we sent this out to Eventbrite. And so this is actually set up to Eventbrite, and then this wasn't the best one to show this on. It takes them out to Eventbrite, and it registers them there, and then it actually pulls up a second page. So let me get out of this because this isn't the right one to show you. Pop up this one so I can show you. They go out to Eventbrite and they sign up and they register, and then it pops them back to this page. It says you're almost done, just one more step to complete your registration to Brave. And this is what integrated it to our systems. And if you guys ever start using lead pages, we can show you this, but I wanted to show you a couple things. So there is code in here that we put in here that comes out of our system. And this is, and you can actually integrate this with websites and that sort of thing as well. But this code goes directly back to a form that we created in our Hatchbuck system. And what's important here is this is the information that we're capturing over in this form that was in our lead pages. So when people put in their name and their last name and their company, this is automatically going into our database. And they submit the form. When they submit the form, there's a couple things that happen on the automation piece. First of all, and this is the reason I wanted to show you this, is it removes them from the invite list to Brave, so that we're not basically resending and resending our campaigns that we're trying to get people signed up for after they have already registered. And it adds them into the event Brave. So it does two things with these two automations that happen in this online form. So that's the first part of what happens. We have, go back over to campaigns then, we have event campaigns, and I'm just going to pop up one for the general admission. We also have a campaign that says add the Brave general admission ticket to this record, and send them the first email. Brave 2017, you're registered, you can upgrade, you can bring a friend. 5 days later, they get a second email following up with them. So there is a campaign associated through that whole process. Once somebody registers with us, that they start to receive these emails, they get tagged, they get enrolled into the event on our system. And the other step that happens through this is that they are enrolled in a countdown. And when I popped this up today, Sarah, this reminded me, oh wow, we have to write more emails.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, I forgot about that. So 14 days before Brave, people are going to get this this email. Just 2 weeks until Brave, and it's just telling them what they need to start thinking about. 7 days before Brave, they're going to get a second email that's telling them, it's 168 hours left, and here's the things you need to know, yada yada yada. And we will actually have one that is probably 2 days before Brave, and then Brave is tomorrow, and Brave is today. So we've got some more emails that we need to add to this campaign. But what's cool about it is, yes, when we were writing all these emails to set up for Brave, it was like a Sunday that I spent doing these. But they were done, right? And now all of these emails are going out in a timely basis. They're going out when people register. They get registered in these campaigns, and it's all automated. And that's the power of what you can do when you really start to make space or start to leverage some of these tools. You can do something just as simple as the Pony Pondering campaigns to something really complex if you're doing a big launch and wanting to create a sequence that will keep you, keep your communications outgoing without you having to do a whole lot of things. And you can kind of put them on, on the back of your mind. So,
nice.
I don't know, anything you want to add to that, Sarah?
No, I think that it's just this decision point to say, what are those processes in your business that you're having to touch a lot? Just kind of write that down and just put a little curiosity around that and say, okay, what might that look like? Is it something that I need to do to learn the current system that I have? Is it something that you need to make a request to somebody and say, gosh, here's what I want it to do. What are the types of systems that I need to, look at in order to make it work for me? And, know that we're always here to be of service to help you figure that out. Because there's lots of really cool things. And, lead pages, if you want to go down that path, then let us know. And there's a lot of value in having that particular system. If you want to talk about, ways that you can, automate the sales sequence for those strategy sessions, I think that's cool. So just think of what are those areas that you're spending the most of your time around? What's going to give you the most bang for your buck, if you will? And let's put some strategy around that and build some systems that you're not going to have to worry, right? Set it, forget it.
Yeah, and I like the idea of you guys think through what other processes are there and come back to us saying, I'd love some help with this one. And know that for this, the very complex one that I just showed you, I actually had it mapped out on a big sheet of paper because I had to see it visually to be able to track it back to to track the steps that needed to happen, because it does get complicated when things start happening. And I'm sure it was even a little complicated as I was walking you through. This is what happens. And so sometimes when you're integrating these systems, you really have to think through, what does the process look like? What does the map look like? And if you start with a written map, and then you can, build the processes back into it if you get into some complicated ones. But start simple. I mean, really start simple. You don't go into the great big gigantic ones up front. Start something really simple that you can just automate in your business.
Absolutely. And I think this is a good time to reflect back. I think what we did in August, we talked about that service experience, right? About what is that experience that you want people to have with you. How high touch is it? How frequently do you want to be touching them? Which ways do you want to be touching them? How do you want to serve them, and move from that place as you're then thinking about your systems?
And I think also the language that you use, it's such a great way. I mean, I'm going to pop up actually a couple of these brave ones, because if you look at how we are talking to people, the message, it's, we're so excited that you're going to be joining us. Congratulations on making this powerful investment in you. As you prepare for Brave, we have a few immediate thoughts for you to consider. And so we're talking about lady bosses and community and sacred space. And, so we're starting to really pepper some of these emails with our core brand value, what we stand for. And then we get into the next one, we're just saying, we're here for you. Lean into us if you want. As we get into the emails that are coming up on the countdown, hey there, beautiful, brave boss. So we're putting our voice into it. When does the voice in your heart want out? These are things that we talk about, that we get really excited to talk about. We give them a little bit of homework. If you were born with a wildly powerful and beautiful imagination, we're inviting you to use it more. And, we're giving, so you can really see that we're building our brand and some excitement to this as we are leading up to that event. So every time, you're working on these sorts of things, think about how your voice carries forward and that it has something to it that really feels like you.
Right, right. And one thought, if you're going to think of running any kind of a challenge, like a 7-day challenge or 21-day challenge or whatever, in the language, I think it's important, and this is definitely learned by experience, as you're writing your content, let people know that it's okay and that they can still participate even if they've missed a step along the way. And so that attitude of encouragement and, you're plugging in where you can and, we want you to be here, but don't beat yourself up. Like that can be really, really powerful because I know that there are some people that are like, oh my gosh, I missed day 3 or 4. I'm out. I'm going to have to try to start over in the future or something. But just let them know that like everything that you're doing to plug in and to engage at whatever level you're doing is of value, and just keep encouraging them because, people beat themselves up quite a bit. And so if you can be that positive encourager, I think that you'll see some more engagement there.
Totally, totally, totally. Well, holler, guys, if you have any questions on this. Hope this was useful for you and sparking some ideas where you might automate some good things in your business, and create that value add for your clients and for the people that you're communicating and connecting with. And so, thanks so much.
You bet. You guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.